Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making baked citrus salmon with creamy pasta. So I hope you will stay tuned. So glad you stayed around to watch me make this, and I hope you will make it too. First things first, you want to get your salmon fillets ready. I've got about 4 of them. They're thawed and I patted them dry the best I could. And so now we got to make a marinade, because this has to marinate for at least half an hour, but the longer the better. So if it goes past the half an hour, that's fine, but you want it at least half an hour so it will absorb some of the flavors of this marinade we're going to make. So to make the marinade, you're going to need half a cup of olive oil, and you're going to mix all this up in a bowl here. Alright, so we've got our olive oil. You're going to need about half a cup of mayonnaise. Probably should have got all these measured out before we got them, but kind of also want you to see, the process. Okay, that should be good there. So we have our half a cup of mayonnaise. Just put it in that bowl with the oil. And we can set that aside. And then we're going to need about half a cup of Dijon mustard. That's it. And I'm not brand picky. My husband is a little brand picky when it comes to mayonnaise and yellow mustard. I may not have quite half a cup here, but we're going to do our best. Okay, we got a little more than a quarter of a cup. So I think that'll be fine. It's a strong flavor, so I think it'll go a long way. All right. Then we're going to need some citrus juice. You can use lime or lemon. I happen to have lemon. So we need about a quarter cup of that. You can use fresh squeezed if you like, but this is just simple and easy. And that's what I'm going for, is simple and easy, but with lots of flavor. And then I'm using this chili lime. It's made by Cuisinart. I'm not sure if there is another brand, but by all means, if there is, you can use it. But this is the one I buy at Walmart. It's a chili lime, and they have some very good seasonings that I enjoy. So we're going to put 2 teaspoons of this, and this will kind of give it a little bit of heat. Not too bad. And it adds to that citrus flavor. So we're just going to give this a good mix. Oh, and some salt and pepper to taste. I'm just putting a few shakes of the salt and a few shakes of the pepper. And that should be plenty there. All right, so we're just going to mix this up until it's well incorporated. There's no lumps. There's no chunks of seasoning. And kind of chop out the mayonnaise in here a little bit. And I have my salmon patties in a bowl right here. You can put them in a big gallon-sized zipper bag if you like. But you just want to make sure they're coated. Okay, just like that. And just make sure all of it's coated. So all I'm going to do now is put a lid on it. If you're using a gallon-sized zipper bag, zip it up, put it in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. But it can stay in there longer. It can stay overnight or a couple of hours. So I'm going to let this marinate, and then when we get back, I'm going to show you how we cook it, and then how we cook our pasta and our creamy sauce, and then we'll plate it all up and show you the finished results. So hope you stay tuned. Okay, so we've had our fillets marinating in the refrigerator, and I've taken them out. So it's time to put them on a pan and put them in the oven. I covered the pan with some foil, and I'm going to take just a little bit of olive oil and drizzle on the pan. Not a whole lot, just to keep it from sticking. And I'm just going to kind of spread that out a little bit. Okay, so this is our fillets that we've been marinating. And you're going to get them out of the marinade. Make sure they're getting coated. And place them on the pan skin side down. One more. Get a hold of it here. And then I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of this marinade on top to make sure it's good and covered. Okay, so I'm going to stick these in a preheated 450 oven between 12 to 15 minutes. You'll know it's done if you stick a fork in it and it flakes. So let me get these in the oven, and then I'll be back to show you how to make the cream sauce and the pasta. Okay, so I already cooked my pasta, and tonight we're using ziti. Of course, you can use whatever pasta you like. Bow ties would be beautiful with this. You could use penne, whatever you like. You probably could use spaghetti for that matter. So, but I have ziti right now. I've already cooked it according to the package, and I've drained it. So just cook your pasta according to the package. Now we're going to make our cream sauce for the pasta and on top of the salmon. So I've got my pan on about a medium heat. So I've got about 3 tablespoons of flour that I'm going to add seasonings to. And, excuse me. So we're going to add the chili lime, 1 teaspoon of that into our flour. And we want to keep this tangy, so we're going to add a teaspoon of dill weed. I love the flavor of dill weed, I really do. So I'm taking the shaker off so I can measure a teaspoon. Put that in the flour mixture. And then we're just going to salt and pepper to taste. Put a little pepper in there. And a little salt. And then we're just going to mix all those seasonings together. Woo! Makes me want to sneeze. Okay, so set that aside for now. But you're going to need it really quickly. We need 2 tablespoons of butter. So we're going to put this in our pan to melt. Just kind of stir it around a little bit. When this melts, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice. So I'm going to get this melted. I didn't do it while I was mixing that because I didn't want it to burn. This is going to be so good. And tangy. A little spice. So get this butter melted. And I suggest using real butter. I'm not a big fan of margarine. But if that's all you can get, that's fine. Use that. Or you can use some olive oil. But this butter is going to give it a nice rich flavor. And I think you'll enjoy it. It's almost melted. I don't want my butter to burn. Okay, so it's about melted now. So I'm going to drizzle just a little bit of lemon juice in my butter. I'd say maybe 1/4 teaspoon. Get that stirred in. Now, I'm going to add the flour mixture with the seasonings in there and just put it in slowly. And give it a good stir. And let it get coated. As much as possible. You want to cook the flour a little bit so you don't have that raw flour taste. But yeah, it absorbs that butter. Come back here. Trying to get away from me. Alright. Okay, it's browned a little bit in that butter. So I have 1 can of evaporated milk. And we're going to mash all this out, so it'll be fine. That I'm just going to add to this pan to make our, basically it's a gravy. Okay, I think I'm going to get a fork so I can whisk this flour in better. Get it off my spoon here. Because it clumped up a little more than I was expecting. If your mixture starts to get too thick, you can always add a little water or a little milk. You can fix too thick if you start off too thick. You can't fix too thin. Okay, so I'm just kind of mashing this flour up that's in here. So we'll avoid the lumps in our cream sauce. You could use a whisk. This fork's working just fine. And you want to keep over it. You don't want to put it on and leave. You can't do that. You can, leave it for a few seconds, but it needs stirred almost constantly. But definitely often. I think it's coming along nicely. Just want to get all these lumps out the best I can. Because nobody wants lumps in their cream sauce. A cream sauce is supposed to be creamy. And the last thing you want is lumps of flour. This is coming along nicely. Smells good. I mean, it's a gravy. It's getting thick. Getting thick now. Now once this is ready, we're going to pour it over our cooked pasta. But I want to reserve just a little bit to spoon over the salmon when it comes out of the oven. Oh, this is looking pretty. Our salmon is baking in the oven right now. Although I might need to add a little water to this. I don't know. Okay, let me go get some water. I'm going to fill up my can, and I'll be right back. Okay, I filled up my milk can with water. I'm probably not going to use all of it, but I'm just going to put a little bit at a time and stir that in. It may need more, or that may be enough. I don't want it quite as thick as the gravy. Yeah, I needed the water. But do you see that? And this will thicken up a little bit when we take it off, so I am going to put a little bit more water. Just because I filled the can up doesn't mean I'm going to use it all, though. And I think this recipe would go well with chicken as well. I just had the salmon, and I wanted to use my salmon up. But I think this would go very well on chicken, the marinade, and then this cream pasta. Okay, I think that's ready. So, I'm turn my heat off, and I'm going to pour some in my pasta here. Get that stirred up. Make sure we have enough to go on our fish. Looks good. I'm going to put a little bit more in here. Okay, and that should be enough to go on our fish. So, the fish is still cooking in the oven, so when that's done baking, we'll be right back and we'll plate it up and show you how it looks and how you need to serve it. So stay tuned. Okay, so I plated the pasta with the sauce mixed in, reserved a little bit of sauce to go on top of the fish. The fish is done, so I'm going to put it on top of the pasta. Oh, I wish you could smell this. Oh. Ooh, that one's falling apart, so we know it's done. That one might not stay together. There we go. All right, let me get this out of the way. Okay, so this is optional. We love our salsa. And we get this one from Sam's Club, but you could use your favorite salsa, any pico de gallo you like, a homemade salsa, or whatever. You don't have to use it at all. We just like it. So we're just going to spoon a little bit on each fillet. And I can't wait for dinner. This smells and looks amazing. And I didn't put the sauce on there. So I'm just going to spoon a little bit on top of the pasta. And there you have it. Baked citrus salmon with creamy pasta. So if you like this video and you're going to try this recipe, please give me a thumbs up. And you would do me a great honor if you would share this video. That will do so much for me. I would appreciate it so much. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I make a new video. And I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment below or send me an email in the email that's in the description. So until the next video, bon appetit.